What if Putin will live forever?
Oh, I don't want to die, I don't want to die.
And saying that you want to live forever?
No, that of millions of years.
Rich people injecting young blood into the bloodstream.
Yeah, so that actually came from some of our...
The younger generation haven't been ground down by failure.
Oh, we catch random two guys. One the oldest person here and one the youngest person. How old are you?
Continue my journey into trying to live forever and become a cyborg.
I have a threat here, okay. Actually, longevity community is not friendly. Run! Run! Guys, we found it. So we arrived, finally. We found it. It wasn't easy, If we would stay in Radisson Blue, it would be not an issue.
Rain, all the way rain. That's what we get for going to Dublin, rain.
So next time, book right place. This is a way you should go to conference. If you cannot afford yourself Radisson Blue, just get a camping nearby. Let's go for registration and meet a lot of nice people. But first I need to grab some coffee because I cannot stand anyone without it. So we have here beautiful strawberry. I like it. I definitely need to taste it. And we have here some fruits. Probably good for longevity. Actually not, it's sugar as well. Everything is sugar. Let's grab some strawberry. It's like strawberry. Oh, hello! This is my party leader. And that's
So those are the cards, specially made for you.
Let's check it out.
Some networking.
Vitalii Winter, a candidate for the European election. I need to start giving out already. If people are gonna ask me what I'm doing here, I'm a candidate for European election. It's time to get official. I'm gonna wear beige, so everyone should know that I'm no one here. We just arrived. I have already tons of beautiful presents. First of all, I have my beige, and now I'm officially a press. Years in journalistic university was not for nothing. We have this beautiful bag, and I'm gonna steal the t-shirt in S size because I still didn't grow. So we make an unboxing, longevity unboxing. Let's see what they give it to us. I hope it was worth 1K. For 1K, you get a notebook, quite stylish, in Death Note style. I hope it works the same way. Each name you write down, they're gonna live forever. And we have poppers. Oh wow. Okay, it's some new medication. Synthetic immune system to extend health span. Oh, that's cool. We will read later. I'm gonna learn how. There is still a pen. It's not Parker, but I like it. Mont Blanc. We have Mont Blanc Elegant. And we have a coffee cup. I assume for coffee or for water. We need to grab some coffee and ask some people what they're doing here. First and starting question, who are you and what are you doing here?
My name is Beatrice and I essentially organized a lot of this.
Thank you very much, and it's a really great event.
Yeah, it's good to have you guys. Are you guys enjoying it?
Yeah, it's really, really nice. Why are you doing it all?
So you guys can have a good time, learn about the science, get to know Dublin.
Just a lot of people outside usually saying that longevity is not a good thing because we're gonna be old and nasty and it's so natural to die. What would you say to that people?
I would say that's true until it happens to you and then your perspective changes, or when it happens to a loved one.
Talking about stupid question, we have stupid back. Pull up the question, not a question but a statement, why you should not live long.
What if Putin will live forever? I don't even know how to answer that.
My name is Smel Zhao. Now I'm a second-year PhD student in University of Oxford, and I have been engaged in longevity research for 4 years.
Oh, 4 years.
Yeah, my research topic is using neural networks to analyze the single-cell data of hematopoietic stem cell, which is the progenitor of lymph cell and the myeloid cells.
It's more like TikTok and YouTube content, so you already melted the brain of everyone's here. How you get into longevity?
I trust Dr. de Grey that we can achieve the longevity escape velocity.
So usually we're going with a standard question. We could make an exception for you, but we're not gonna. So who are you and what brought you here?
My name is Dr. Aubrey de Grey, and what brought me here was to run a conference.
Thank you very much, besides for inviting us here. Why you decided to get into longevity?
I got into longevity when I was about 30, basically because I discovered that biologists were almost all uninterested in longevity. They thought that aging was kind of not their problem, or at least not a problem that was worth working on. And I had never realized that until that time. I had always assumed that biologists thought, same way as me, that aging was kind of obviously the most important problem for humanity, the thing that causes the most suffering. Luckily, I was in a position where I was able to do that. I had a very undemanding job that gave me lots of spare time and access to university facilities and so on. So Yeah, that's why I switched fields in the mid-90s. That I think is very, very heartening and very good news for the field over the past few years is that people your age are getting involved in it at some, in some numbers. Because, the younger generation haven't been ground down by failure. They haven't lost the ability to aim high so much.
So we catch random two guys, one the oldest person here and one the youngest person. How old are you?
17.
How old are you?
71.
I would say how much difference, but I'm bad in math. Are you good in math?
54 years.
4 years difference.
You can get more out of people like that.
I'm actually not as young. I'm the same age as when you got interested in longevity. But I have to say, I'm also never been into very healthy lifestyle. Do you think genetic plays a most role or epigenetic like lifestyle?
Well, so this is a question that's actually not really well understood or indeed spoken about even by experts. So let me be a little careful here. The role of genetics in aging is, it's not nothing, but it's not very big if we compare different individuals. Of course, it's a huge difference if we compare different species, but we're not doing that, right? Lifestyle, also actually plays a relatively small role. Of course, there are certainly lifestyle choices that can substantially shorten your life, but if we are comparing living the way your mother told you to, but nothing else that's special, versus doing, extreme measures to try to maximize your healthy life, it'll probably make only a couple of years difference if you're lucky. So it's not that either, really. A lot of the variation we see in longevity across the human population is neither of those things. Instead, it's a result of completely random stuff at the molecular level that happened very early in life and just ended up influencing how biologically old you were when you were born, because that tends to stay with you throughout your whole life.
What would you recommend to the young person from point of view of longevity?
Be open to life. Live your life.
If you would give the advice to a younger person, let's say between their 20 and 30, money is playing a big role in future longevity. How expensive going to be the treatment? Is it better to live a calm lifestyle, be as healthy as possible and wait till the market gonna come to you, or you need to spend your health span and time to earn in as much money as possible so you would be able to afford these treatments in the future?
Yeah, neither of the above. So first of all, we really don't need to worry about the expense of these treatments, and the reason we don't is because it's going to be economically beneficial for the nation, for any country, to ensure that people don't get sick when they get old. Even if these therapies are quite expensive to deliver, which they probably will be at first, like any new technology, nevertheless, the amount of money we will save by people not getting sick will be vastly more. So these therapies will pay for themselves very many times over very, very quickly. And governments will understand that in advance, before the therapies are even finalized, which means that they will already be in a position to put in to front load the investment and so on, so that everyone who is old enough to need these therapies will be able to get them, irrespective of ability to pay, pretty much as soon as anyone can get them.
And what brought you into longevity?
Thinking about my death.
And what brought you into longevity?
My father, as I mentioned before.
Hello.
Hi Vitalii.
We already know each other. What brought you here?
I'm fascinated with longevity for a long time. This year I've decided to go on a longevity trip around the world with my son, and we started LSD, which I think is the most amazing conference, at least has the best lineup. Aubrey really did a great job and gathered all the top people from the industry.
Who are you and what brought you here?
Oh, my name is Tilman Gruner. I'm professor at the University of Potsdam and the director of the German Institute of Human Nutrition.
What would say about my beer? Is it nutrition enough or not really?
Oh, beer certainly has some calories, and you have to be careful. One beer is fine.
Every day or?
That's still fighting, but there's an idea that a moderate dose of alcohol is not adverse for your health.
I'm extremely thankful to talk in front of all of you today. What is ovations?
I'm telling really moderate doses.
Yeah, okay. So as I get, we can just continue partying hard and not really earn any money because the future is exciting.
Cheers to that. What are we doing?
You forcing me to go to club.
We have amazing company with us.
Can you make a proper introduction?
We're just going to the club, some Corona to prepare ourselves.
Well, no, not that either, unfortunately. I mean, yes, some people can party harder than others. I have the good fortune to be built well, and I don't put on weight or anything, even if I don't exercise, and I can eat and drink pretty much what I like, and nothing happens. So that's wonderful. But of course, other people are not necessarily like that. Other people are more vulnerable to lifestyle choices and dietary choices and so on. But also, of course, there's the third thing. One can work to hasten the defeat of aging. The sooner it happens, the more people will be saved, and the more likelihood you are to be saved, to have your life saved by these therapies. So, of course, you're doing that right now by interviewing me and by being at this conference, and of course, you've got a big audience. So, I'm very happy to be able to help you to help me.
I'm very happy to help you to help me. In general, I also believe more in butterfly effects. That's kind of more in fact the future, rather if I'm gonna stay healthy and not drink any alcohol. I just heard that dark beer is better than white beer from nutrition point of view.
And dark beer has a lot of, like this one, it has a lot of additional compounds which might be a part of the secondary plant products, which in general are considered a little bit more healthy.
But what brought you to the conference? Is it like more personal thing, or you want to make a world a better place?
I'm here for science. I know a couple of these attendees here for decades already. We are doing research in preventing worse outcomes in aging.
I have to say that I like more after party. I don't know even the reason why. So what brought you here?
Well, I love immortality. I love that people live longer. I don't like that they die. I'm doing actually a master in industrial chemistry.
That's cool. And if you already jump into this question and saying that you want to live forever?
In order of millions of years.
Okay, so millions of years.
I'm not agree 100% with it extending life indefinitely, like hundreds of years or whatever. I think what came up in the one talk, the health span is what we are interested in.
So probably you're going to be moderate in your answer. How long would you personally like to live?
Okay, I don't give you a number, but I tell you as long as I'm fit. And I hope it will last long.
To those people who are extremely against longevity.
Well, I was against longevity too.
Really?
Of course.
Well, that's the price you pay.
But I changed my mind, and you can change your mind. That's what I want to say to people who are against it.
What would you say to people who are against longevity?
Of course, people have a lot of arguments that they put forward for why aging is some kind of blessing in disguise and why, we shouldn't be trying to fix it. And if you look at those arguments individually, then it's very easy to see that the arguments are completely broken and there's no way in the world that we should be thinking that way. But if you explain these things, it doesn't work. People almost always will come back with some other equally idiotic argument. And I rather rapidly realized when I started having these conversations that this was because people need to believe that aging is a blessing in disguise in order to put it out of their mind and, get on with their miserably short lives and make the best of it rather than being preoccupied by this terrible thing that's going to happen to them in the future.
Do you think often about death?
No, I don't think often about death. I don't want to.
How long would you like to live?
As long as possible. I'm into radical life extension, so 500 years wouldn't do me any bad.
What would you say about that? 500 years is enough?
Right, I agree. 500 years is a good measure now.
Yeah, okay, so it should be average human lifespan, 500 years, right?
500.
I want to live for 500 years or more.
That was the question I wanted to ask because we're trying to make an average lifespan within the longevity community. So you want to live for 500 years?
Yeah, this is the minimum. Of course, I'd like to live more, and I believe that if we get to live 500, probably 1,000 will be also available. So that's one thing. So this is for personal reasons. The second thing, I think it's just like you. I've just seen that there is amazing research from all these amazing scientists working on longevity and radical life extension, and media don't talk about it. They just don't talk about it, and they maybe talk about biohackers who wear these strange glasses and maybe do some injections and so on, but they don't talk about real science. So I think here we have a common goal, just to bring it to the people so that they get inspired. And if more people get inspired with longevity, radical life extension, then more money will flow into the industry. Thus, we will profit from that altogether.
We are all in one boat, so let's do longevity together. So I have here a stupid bag. It's a bag with arguments. So please, each of you take an argument.
Go first.
Okay.
Okay. Your father needs you.
Sorry.
But do you do any personal things if we're talking about biohacking? Any supplements or any?
I've created like a longevity map. These are like 3 stages for longevity.
For personal aspect, I just keep my diets, and I took some, most popular recently, like the supplements, like NMN or something like that.
How old are you?
24.
And you already taken NMN?
Yeah, I think it's quite useful, and my dream is to be immortal.
Okay, that was actually my next question, but we're not fine with the answer immortal. You need to give a specific number.
I think it's at least 500 years.
We call it stupid bag.
Stupid bag.
It's actually with all stupid arguments. You can just get yourself a spontaneous question and try to answer it.
I love it. The cycle of life and death helps us appreciate the beauty and fragility of existence. Maybe for some people, they want something to last shortly, and that's it. Welcome. Just do it. For me, I enjoy life and the world every day. I don't care. I can enjoy it for thousands of years.
For those people who are against, there is some countries where suicide is legal, I'm just saying.
Exactly, like you can go to Switzerland.
Answer you?
Progress and innovation might slow down if a conservative mindset dominates society. Well, that's true, but we can change it. You can change your mindset. It's one of my life experience.
Why were you against longevity in the beginning?
Usage of thinking. It's just the way you are, and you think everything it will stay there. And so it sounded to me ridiculous, and it's natural to die. But I changed my mind.
Mortality motivates people to seek out meaningful experience and connections. Immortality will motivate people to seek out infinite meaningful experience and infinite connections. That's my answer.
That was a good one. Typical arguments what people say against longevity. So get one and try to answer.
All right. With extended lifespan, we will have to stand mother-in-laws for decades longer. Yeah. There are ways to get away from one's mother-in-law. You can get divorced and get married to someone else and get a new mother-in-law, things like that.
Thank you very much. Hope you like the interview, and please subscribe.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. What's up? Enjoying the beer, enjoying the people. Atmosphere is more than friendly. We live in a very unfair time. Someone studying for decades to become a scientist, and then some alcoholics like us having their attention.
Right, I love those times.
Only possible on such conferences. Yes, Moritz?
No.
Can I always just make something on post-editing when you're gonna say yes, so...
Question is when I will.
We have a thread here, okay. Actually, longevity community is not friendly, run! Who are you and what brought you here?
Sure, I'm Scotch McClure. I'm CEO of Maxwell Biosciences. And what brought me here was a mouse study. It was called Heterochronic Parabiases, where you attach an old mouse and a young mouse together. After you leave the mice together for a certain period of time and you disconnect them, the old mouse stays young.
I'm Emil. I'm a doctor from Germany. And I'm very much interested in longevity, especially from the cryopreservation angle. And I usually like to go to these conferences to do a bit of evangelization for the topic.
Tell us more about your company.
So I have a company and a foundation that work together to advance human cryopreservation. Of course, very much still a basic science topic, but then again, some people die right now, and then it's also a day-to-day operative business where if the choice is between cremation or cryopreservation, you can choose cryopreservation as a potential way to live in the future.
Right? Is it possible with humans directly as well?
So to join two humans together, one, you would have to have clones of the humans, right? So this would only work in twins.
So everyone need to have identical twins.
Right, but the problem is that your identical twin is your same age together. Now, what might be interesting in identical twins is that if one had, for instance, like a autoimmune disorder or had some sort of illness, it could be possible to actually use their twin to strengthen their immune system, for instance. And that's what we study at Maxwell Biosciences, to create a synthetic immune system, which allows the body to fight many different types of diseases with a single drug.
That sounds incredibly cool. I hope this time is coming soon. You're based in Berlin, correct?
I am, between Berlin and Zurich.
So how much it costs to make a cryopreservation?
Unfortunately, it's still very expensive. Most people fund it with life insurance, though. So with life insurance, it's like 50 euros a month about. If you would need to pay pay out of pocket tomorrow, then it would be somewhere between 60 and 200,000 euros.
Guys, donate, please. Donate. We need it. But what would you tell to that people who are doing just blood transfusion? It was a big scandal recently that rich people injecting young blood into the bloodstream.
Yeah, so that actually came from some of our studies, and it came from some of the studies that were done at Stanford University that we collaborated with. And what we showed is that although there is some benefit, for instance, in people who have very high levels of chronic inflammation, there's not really much notable benefit for someone who just wants to reverse their age. Where the technology would need to go with this would be, for instance, like sitting someone into like a pod or something, right? Like something out of a sci-fi novel or something like that, where you sit them in the pod and then it becomes sort of like an oil change for the body, where you go in and it actually takes all of your plasma out and is replacing it with optimized proteins based on your own genetics, right? Like an AI inside of the pod then is doing the same type of work that your liver and kidneys are doing, right? It's analyzing the plasma and saying what additions and subtractions do we need to make in order to allow the entire body to go through autophagy and apoptosis, right?
All the time launch in Berlin Singularity Salon, and there was one lady who extremely pissed me off because she said that longevity is egoistic.
So, I mean, everybody has their own opinion, right? So, arguably, certain aspects might be slightly egoistic, but as long as we live in a free society, right, where, you know, some people want to drive large cars or spend tremendous amounts on vacations, other people are totally free, in my mind, to spend their money on longevity.
That sounds like very futuristic and expensive technology.
This will happen in our lifetime. Similar to ultrasound, you know what ultrasound is? That also is able to go not just a massage on the outside of your body, but it's a massage on the inside of your body. And what it's doing is it's shaking the cells, right? So these old cells then are exploding because they're brittle and more fragile than the healthy cells. So these apoptotic cells that haven't been bursting, right? They've been resisting it. Oh, I don't want to die. I don't want to die, right? They burst due to the vibration of the sound.
Time prediction, when it's going to be possible?
Within the next 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah, within the next 20 years.
And for those people who don't have money, like we're living in Germany, a social state, shall the social state provide this as an option?
So I think this is a very complex question, right? So under certain circumstances, probably. But as long as we have people still die at young times due to diseases or not having enough food, or like where we have in quotation marks more pressing problems, and I think the state should first take care of these more pressing problems in quotation marks, and then if we wouldn't have any of those anymore, then I think longevity might be something that should also probably be paid. Currently, I think it needs to be an out-of-pocket expenditure that people just decide for themselves.
So how long you personally would like to live?
I don't ever want to die. I don't ever want to die from old age. You can't, right now, we don't really have any theories on how to stop death from like blunt force trauma, like being, like getting hit by a train or something, right? But there's some really good ideas on how to stop biological aging.
Yeah, thank you very much. And the last question for today, how long would you like to live? But we need a number because we're trying to measure average lifespan among longevity community.
Right, so if I need to pick a number, let's say 1 billion years.
Oh my goodness, that's totally ruins the statistic. But thank you very much.
1 million, take 1 million, I don't know, whatever,
Okay.
It's an outlier.
I call it stupid back, because he has stupid arguments against longevity. Pick one question.
Sure. Great. Right, living longer means you will just get bored and run out of things to do. If someone runs out of things to do, then they might be able to decide to not want to extend their life at that point, right? I personally, and a lot of people I talk to, I don't think they think that they will ever run out of things to do. There's so much amazing stuff to do. I would like to be an artist for a while, right? Yeah. For example, or like, I don't know, a soccer player. So I don't think this is a real concern. And to be fair, it's everybody's individual choice, and the people who think they will run out, they might then at some point not do any new longevity treatments if they get bored. That's totally fine and their choice as well.
Thank you very much for your interview, and
absolutely happy to
see you in Berlin on next Singularity.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Thank you. So, hello. Who are you and what brought you here?
My name is Conor Cosnes. I represent Zeroism, the largest behavioral change for longevity community on the internet. I want to be inspired, and I want to meet some of my heroes like Bryan Johnson.
Decided you wanted to change the world in some good way. Bloody hell. I don't know whether you can see the audience, Brian, but there are lots of hands up. That one first.
In one of your interviews, you mentioned that you make a payment system in one click. So I want to ask, is there any future to blueprints that we can have it in one click? Can I have contact from Aubrey and present you my ideas, how I see the longevity economy of the future?
I would love to hear about your ideas. My favorite part has been listening to what the longevity community has to offer.
Question of the conference, and it's how long would you like to live? In number, we need a number.
I would like to live for 300 years.
300 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So hello guys.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm so glad to be here and so glad to meet you. What are you doing here?
So we are with LongeviQuest. We are the ones who certify the oldest people in the world, which is kind of the place to start at a conference like this.
Yesterday I make a joke to your colleague how you do it, because I like dark humor. So you cut in the leg off and count in the ring?
Not at all. It is all based on documents. If that was what we would have to do, I would not be doing it.
Why is the reason why you're doing it?
Because we need to be certain how old people can get to make certain predictions about the age longevity spans and all that. There are many people claiming to be a lot older than we are, but if we can't document them, how can we be sure?
Yeah, like that the longest living French woman, it's not understandable. Was it really her, yeah? Or
it was her. It was,
her.
But the reason why there's skepticism makes sense, because she's 3 years older than the second oldest living person. That's a huge gap, but really in that lifespan she had 122 years. There's a lot of evidence showing that she was that age, and really no evidence showing she wasn't, just kind of reasonable doubt based on the stats.
Is she still the oldest person in the world?
Yes,
still. It has not been in the past 27 years, I guess, 26 years, it has not been surpassed.
25, yeah.
And her lifestyle wasn't as healthy as I know, right?
Smoker.
Yeah, she was a smoker, but she lived a very healthy life otherwise. She lived stress-free, and she exercised until she was in her 100s. Something to admire.
But people know that she smokes, which is why we got to get a little bit more stats on this. So people don't think you could smoke and then live to 122, like most of them don't.
You maybe summarize.
Oldest person in the world right here. She lives in Spain, lives kind of near Barcelona, about an hour and a half away. Second oldest living person in Japan. Oldest living man in the world, who is the sixth oldest living person. This is in Venezuela, and this is number 7 in the world. Mrs. Elizabeth Francis. This is in Houston from a couple weeks ago. And right now, some of our Spanish-speaking researchers are actually in Colombia with the second oldest man in the world, actually.
And what all these people have in common in terms of lifestyle?
Well, stress-free. They have very good coping mechanisms. They are all spiritual in some way. Yeah.
They're largely surrounded by family, but you can see. These people don't look. She doesn't look 116. Doesn't look 114.
But this one looks like Pikachu.
Well, she just likes to have. She likes to hold on to stuffed animals, and she's in Japan, where Pikachu comes from. So it was perfect on her birthday, and they have government representatives. This is very popular in Japan.
I hope I'm gonna be one day one of this person. What about you?
Yeah, I would like to live so long. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to live a long time.
If I can enjoy the same health as they can, yeah.
So how long would you like to live?
Yeah, forever. 150 maybe.
I'd either say forever or like I don't know. It's tough to give an answer. I'll go with 151. I'm more ambitious than Jimmy.
Yeah, I would outlive you anyways because I'm younger.
Perfect. Okay. This says, what if Putin were to live forever? You don't know what goes on in the Kremlin. Maybe he's got something. Maybe he will. I don't think maybe it's not a hypothetical.
Maybe there is not only one Putin.
Yeah, there's a whole clone army of him.
Yes.
Who knows? Yeah.
Horrible.
I don't know. That's an odd one.
Extended lifespans might mean celebrating your 100th wedding anniversary with the same person multiple times. Probably find some common ground after 100 years. And
that sounds like a pro. It sounds like a plus, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You have multiple long marriages.
Yeah, you will learn to love someone over that time.
We're just gonna have the multi-marriage society.
Maybe, but I did want to clarify. I did hear there was concern over birthday candles being a hazard. You see, they have ways of dealing with it. They do the 116 usually.
Yeah, that's easy.
They do the 116. I have not yet seen an example where I've seen over 100 candles.
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it. There is numbers. Who would know that they were already invented? Well, thank you very much for your interview.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And that you do an important job showing us all that live forever is not forever, but at least long. It's very possible.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You guys are doing an important job too. Thanks for what you do.
So, tell me first, who are you and what brought you here?
My name is Martin Lipovšek. I do a PhD from philosophy from the topic of life extension, and I'm also president of Slovenian Society for Vital Life Extension. My interest on longevity, that is now more than 5 years long, brought me here to the conference to meet the many people that I already knew and many new people, and it is a great event that I really recommend.
Hi.
I'm gonna pretend that I don't know you, so who are you and what brought you here?
I'm Ellen Siegel, and I'm based in Berlin, Germany, but I came from France. And I attended this conference because I would like to have some new ideas. What are we going to to do to live healthy and wealthy.
How long would you like to live?
I don't put a limit on my life with a number. The highest that I can imagine.
Healthy and wealthy, it's for how long you would like to live?
As long as possible, yeah.
We need a number.
1,000?
1,000 years. It's actually quite modest because some people want to live 1 billion years. We're fine. We're going to give you 1,000. Actually, what I'm not telling to people, I'm just a Satan. So I'm walking here around and asking how long they want to live, and I'm just giving them. Which is? God is listening.
Infinity, but you know, Aubrey de Grey says you don't put the number when you go next time, you know, to do some stuff. You simply live and then you see how the life is going.
What do you personally do for longevity?
I'm present in longevity therapies. One of them is very promising, gene therapy. We're talking about transporting into the cell the longevity genes that give us a chance to live longer. Yeah.
And healthier. So thank you very much for the interview. Wish you to live your 1,000 years, but I think it's not enough. Just in 1,000 years, decide how long you want to live.
Okay, thank you.
So originally I thought that people come in here because of aging. Try to find a way to stop it, but no, it's all about food. Look at this beautiful, gorgeous food. We have ribs here, we have cutlets here, everything what you need for longevity, right? Fried food, sugar. And tons of alcohol, the most important.
Find the end of the line because I think we're in the wrong corner here. So we have to go all the way back. Fuck me.
So Alexander, are you ready to be in camera?
Tomorrow. Be ready tomorrow.
I'm also actually disappointed that the line is not moving forward.
Me too. Moritz, are you excited about the food?
The food, yes. It looks very nice, so and I'm hungry.
Did you as well came here only for food?
I think partly for food and partly for the people and partly for drinking.
I came here only for food. I love food. Did I tell you that I love food?
I don't know. No, that you love food, not.
Guys, help us please to get 1 million views and we can just step aside. Here celebrities, give us food first, you know.
God, again.
I got a bit spoiling things, a bit champagne and strawberries.
Well, look at that. A little bit of food, barbecue and beer and everybody's happy and having a great fucking time, right?
The body say that it needs fruits and vegetables. And my soul says, Don Perignon and strawberry with creams. Otherwise, life not worth living. Oh, today is the last day of the conference and I can say that I'm already feel sad about it. The weather in Dublin is just gorgeous. Yesterday was the biggest party of my life. Maybe not the biggest, but it was so extreme fun. Seeing all the scientists who talking from the stage, all the scientific and difficult thing, and then just hanging out like a normal human being, having fun, communicating, dancing. That's an incredible atmosphere. It's the most friendly community I ever saw in my entire life.
So finally it's dessert time. It's very fancy, so we have here strawberry with creams, my favorite part.
We believe that this is both...
Just like strawberry with cream.
He's been in the field 18 years, and when he came into the field we had no longevity medicine.
Hello, just wanted Chrissy to ask how you enjoyed the evening.
Yes, we are very excited.
What brought you here?
I'm a speaker, health speaker. Network, of course. I am a businesswoman, so for me it's very important.
That's cool. And you?
I'm from Zurich. I'm a personal trainer focusing on health span. And for me, it's like a dream. 4 days dreaming my favorite things: health, science, and connecting with other people.
Hope you're enjoying the evening. Food is really amazing. A lot of drinks. Probably gonna soon all get drunk and dance.
But no drinks.
No alcohol.
No alcohol, just water.
How do you enjoy the evening?
You know what, yeah, it's been fun. It's been busy today, like back-to-back interviews, so it's nice to just sit down, to be honest, even though my feet are still hurting from today. It's going really well. We've interviewed lots of very fascinating people, transhumanists, futurists, longevity experts. Am I one step closer in solving aging? I definitely have a lot of information that I'm going to go back and explore and continue my journey into trying to live forever and become a cyborg. Yeah, we're definitely one step closer to the people who are going to solve aging.
But the most important is that you're enjoying it all. That's the best part of it all.
I think Georgia and I have had an excellent time. We've had a really, really great time. The people we've met have been so fascinating and interesting and very warm and welcoming as well.
Yeah,
the
community incredibly friendly,
The community is amazing, absolutely amazing.
Well, I hope that you're gonna make longevity extremely popular on Netflix, so we're gonna have more and more people and all gonna live as much as we wanna, right?
Shoot for the stars, land on the moon. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We really do want to bring everybody along for the journey with us. We want to give more awareness to this space. It's not getting enough time and attention that it needs, and there are a lot of amazing people doing fantastic things in the hopes that we can cure aging and we can live, or at least extend our lifespan, and we can limit suffering that we presently face in old age as well.
And choose how and when to die.
Yes, exactly. And make longevity trendy.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Make longevity trendy.
Okay, so enjoy the evening. The food is amazing.
Yes.
Have fun. So that's an amazing evening. Interview for second time was amazing. I'm getting used to it. I started having grey hair. Yeah. You cannot sit down, but spend a lot of time in front of the mirror.
And there's music happening now. Surprisingly, wow. There's actually a dance floor, look.
So, I just met the guy who was on the last conference in Berlin. Who are you and what brought you here?
I'm Daniel from Brazil. We have this company called Lifespan Brazil. We are here to make partnerships to understand better what's happening in the world of longevity and signing some very good partnerships with good scientists.
Who are you and what brought you here?
Well, I am Jose Cordeiro. You can see me twice in my head and on my tie.
So I somewhere saw this.
You've seen this tie before as well. My co-author Jose Cordeiro and I are both here. We bring different perspectives to the single topic of the death of death.
The Death of Death is my latest book that is published in many languages. It's a fantastic book, and if you read my book, you will not die.
How long would you like to live?
I would like to live with healthy 120 years old.
So this is very important. Those who read my book will not die.
It's a good promise. Then I will read it twice.
Yes, we are between the last mortal generation and the first immortal generation.
How long would you live? We need a number.
Well, I don't plan to die. So if you ask me, I plan to live forever.
So you are very modest because usually people saying like that they want to live 1,000 years or even 1 billion years. What would you say to that people?
They're gods. If they can make that happen, I can join them.
You must die at a certain point.
It's important, yeah.
Okay, so very pessimistic. So what brought you to Longevity Asylum in Dublin? Presentation of the book or you just like the community?
I'm actually connected to the organisers. Organisers are sponsored by Longevity Escape Velocity Foundation. So I'm working with Aubrey and a team of remarkably talented people to make sure that we go as fast as possible to the Longevity Escape Velocity.
I'm getting more and more interested and so many exciting things happens. It's the best time to stay alive.
Today is the best time and also the worst time.
Really? Why?
There are wonderful things happening and there are dangerous things happening.
Like what?
Losing faith in democracy. And we won't have democracy anymore. Democracy is for weaklings. Let's get behind a strong politician who is our king or our monarch or our champion, which I think would be bad news.
This is a good political issue. What if Putin will live forever?
Wow. No, don't say that.
I think it would be
a mess.
A mess. Honestly, personally, I think that he would never start the war if he would live forever because it would be too risky for him. So maybe he would be a better guy.
I wouldn't take the chance. No.
Okay.
I prefer Elon Musk.
Live forever.
Steve Jobs.
If I have to choose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
If we lived 4 centuries, we would have to attend our own great grandkids' birthday parties. That's fantastic. I don't know why someone would complain. It could be fantastic. I want to have parties for me, for my friends, from great grandkids, for anybody.
Take out one of these arguments, yeah. So I'm used to these arguments. I spend a lot of time.
We try to be creative.
With extended lifespans, we'd have to explain to kids why we still use the term hang up the phone. And yeah, I have to explain to my grandson things which he doesn't understand. He assumes everybody has a smartphone all the time. I will explain to him soon there was a different future. But hey, that's an easy problem to have.
Totally agree with you said so far, and hope we're gonna bring longevity community to everyone, and everyone gonna support our idea. Thank you for the interview.
And thank you for all you do in the longevity community.
Usually I'm making a wishes. I wish you to live your 100 years old and then to decide. I believe that everyone should receive by his belief, so I wish you to die at
Thank you.
150 years old, in bed, surrounded by a lot of beautiful girls.
Peacefully.
No, a lot of beautiful girls and
Okay.
dying from heart infarct because you couldn't manage them all.
Okay.
Yeah, you just collapse.
Yeah.
It's a very pleasant way to
Very
die.
good. Thank you.
See you on the next conference.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.